Hi guys, it's Graham again and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing my February reading wrap-up. This is part 1. I have 5 books to show you. Part 2 might be a little way down the road because my husband Duncan and I are going on holiday for 2 weeks and we're spending that time in a cottage on the Balmoral estate. And we're not sure if there's Wi-Fi. Part of the literature we've been given for the holiday says it does, but part of it also says it doesn't. So all these videos that you're seeing at the moment are pre-recorded. I discovered that you can set a video to schedule and it uploads when you choose. I've only been doing BookTube for a year and I didn't know you could do that. So yeah. Anyway, let's get down to the 5 books that I have read so far in February. The first one that I read was the Night Bookmobile by Audrey Niffenegger. This is stunning. I love this. This tells the story of Alexandra, or Alexandria. I can't remember. Alexandra? I think it's Alexandra. She finds a Winnebago sitting on the street, blaring out music, and it's a Night Bookmobile. And she goes in and she starts to recognise all the books that are on the shelves, and she finds out that all the books that are on the shelves in the Night Bookmobile are books that she has read so far in her life. And the man that's running the bookmobile is a man called Mr. Openshaw, and he is the curator of her life's reading. The story happens over years and years. She eventually becomes a bookseller and then ultimately a librarian. And the ending is quite sad, but it's a beautiful book. The artwork in this, oh my goodness, it's just to die for. Let me get you a really beautiful drawing. Oh, come on. Come on. Right, so this is when Alexandra has become a librarian and she is back in the bookmobile looking at all the books that have since appeared since the last time she was there, because every book that she reads, it appears in the Night Bookmobile, and the artwork is just beautiful. I love this book. This was amazing, and this took me about an hour to read, and I feel that this is a book that I will reread and reread because it is just a gorgeous book. The artwork, like I say, like I showed you, is just absolutely stunning. So yeah, The Night Bookmobile by Audrey Niffenegger. The second book that I read in February was The Polish Detective by Hania Allen. Now this is a crime novel, thriller set in my hometown, Dundee. A body is found in mysterious circumstances. It's been posed as a scarecrow in a field, and there may be links to a druidic cult. And Detective Sergeant Dania Gorska has to find out why the person was murdered. 2 further bodies show up, and yeah, it's a really good book. And I love books that are set in my hometown because I know the places that are mentioned, and it feels like I can really immerse myself in the story. It feels like, you know, I get a deeper sort of love for the book, if you like. I just love that kind of thing. And I imagine that other people with books set in places that they live are the same. So yeah, The Polish Detective by Hania Allen. Brilliant book. The third book that I read in February was another police procedural. This was The Silent Witness by Nigel McCrery. I really enjoyed this. Some of the language was a bit problematic. It was published in 1996. I think it's set in 95, although this edition is from 98. There was certain words, certain phrases that were used that I was like, you wouldn't get away with that now. But this was really good. This had a similar sort of storyline to The Polish Detective by Hania Allen. Murders are committed, bodies are found, and there may be a link to black magic and cultist activities. The twist in this was amazing. I loved it. It was fab. I've bought the rest of the series, just like I have with The Polish Detective, and I will get to them at some point soon in the next however long. I will definitely read the entire 2 series in 2020 because the starting points of them are very good. So third book was Silent Witness by Nigel McCrery. The third book was a Ladybird book, and I think after reading 2 police procedurals, I just needed something cute and something sweet, just to set me on a level playing field again. So I chose The Wise Robin by... Who was this by? I think his name, or her name, Noel Barr. Now this is the story of 2 robins who are eating crumbs on a windowsill in wintertime, and the wife robin sees a Christmas tree. It's a Christmas book, and I didn't realise that until I'd started reading it. I'm up for Christmas in February. But anyway, yeah, so she sees a Christmas tree through the window, and it's covered in silver tinsel. And she incites her husband to thieve it so that she can decorate her nest. And yeah, so it's all about stealing tinsel. This is lovely. It was it was a fun little treat. I'll get you a really cute piece of art. I mean, the Ladybird books are always good for their artwork. Let's see. Oh, come on, let me find. Right. So that's the 2 robins being shooed away by a housemaid, I would imagine, with her handkerchief. Yeah. So that was the Wise Robin by Noel Barr, and I loved this. It took me all of 15-20 minutes to read. It was just a lovely little piece of escapism back to childhood. And the 5th book that I read in February was The Wasp in a Wig by Lewis Carroll. This was a suppressed chapter or passage from Through the Looking Glass and What Alice Found There. That basically a letter was sent to Lewis Carroll by Sir John Tenniel, and he basically said that he couldn't be bothered to illustrate a wasp wearing a wig. It's pretty much the shape of it. And there was also some information about the use of words and the use of certain phrases in this that were regularly used in Victorian society. And I found it really interesting. The chapter itself was like about 3 or 4 pages long, and the rest of the book, I mean, it's like a 50 page book, I think, possibly. Let's have a look. So it's a 40 page book, and about 3 or 4, maybe 5 pages of that were the actual suppressed chapter. The rest was like introduction, notes on the text, and all that kind of thing. And it was really interesting. It took me about 2 hours to read it, because it's a bit of an information dump, but it was really, really good. I liked it. And this is a very, very rare edition, and I'm so happy to have this. As a fan of Alice and Through the Looking Glass, and of course Lewis Carroll, this is a very welcome addition to my collection, and I'm so happy to have finally read it. So, The Wasp in a Wig by Lewis Carroll. Very good. If you can ever find an edition of this, get it, because it is worth a read. It's fun, it's cute, and yeah, that's the illustration of a wasp in a wig. So the book that I'm currently reading, which will be in part 2 of my wrap-up, which I don't know when will happen. If I've got Wi-Fi up in the cottage that we're staying in on holiday, then it will happen sooner rather than later. But maybe not. Who knows? It will be filmed up there because we're staying at the last week of February, the first week of March. So the book that I'm currently reading is The Underdog by Markus Zusak. His writing style in this is his first published novel. This was published in 1999, although this edition I think is from 2013. His writing style from this to like The Book Thief is completely different. This tells the story of Cameron Wolfe, who is a 15-year-old Australian boy, working class boy, who basically just wants to fall in love and meet a girl, fall in love, but he feels who will love him. The writing style, like I said, is completely different. I'm not disliking this. I'm not enjoying it as much as I did The Book Thief, and that kind of upsets me because Markus Zusak, what I've read of his work, like the only thing I've read of his is The Book Thief, but The Book Thief was amazing and I loved it. Like I say, I don't dislike this. It's just very, very different. I think his writing style evolved between this and The Book Thief. But this is the first in a trilogy, and I am willing to read the other two if I can ever get my hands on them. I wouldn't especially go out to find them or to look them up online. If I find them in a shop, then I'll get them and I'll read them, and that'll be great. But I wouldn't hunt them down. But I'm only just under halfway, well, pretty much halfway through. I will finish it, but yeah, it's not what I was expecting. But my thoughts on it will be in part 2 of my wrap-up, which will come at some point soon. So that's the end of part 1 of my February reading wrap-up. Thank you so much for watching. Whatever you're doing, I hope you have so much fun doing it. Whatever you're reading, I hope you love it. Stay fabulous, be amazing, be yourself, and I'll see you again soon for another video. Bye-bye. Hi guys, it's Graham again and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing my February reading wrap-up. And I have, how many books do I have to show? I'm going to start again. Ugh, be prepared, Graham. Be prepared. Hi guys, it's Graham again and welcome back to my channel. I've got a beard in my mouth. Ew. Ew. Oh, such a face. Hi guys, it's Graham again and welcome back to my channel.